Hello everybody, welcome back to GeGe Movement and to the last practice of this year. Today is a New Year intentions, Yang to Yin yoga flow with some journal prompts in the Yin portion of the practice. Those prompts will pop up onto the screen. All you need is your mat and yourself. And if you want to journal during this practice, that's totally okay. You can pause the video or rejoin back in when you're ready. But this practice is for you. Whatever feels good for you at the end of this year. So we're going to get started by just grounding in, closing the eyes. Whichever seat is comfortable for you. For me it's cross-seated, for you it might be on the knees or leaning against a wall. And then roll the shoulders up to the ears and down the back body. And again, inhale. And exhale, and give me one more of those. Inhale, nice big circle with those shoulders, and let them slide down and away from the ears. We're going to start with some box breathing here, which means breathing in for a count of 4, holding for a count of 4, out for a count of 4, and holding for a count of 4. Here we go. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, out. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, in. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, out. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, in. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, out. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. 1, 2, 3. Keep that going. In. 1, 4, and hold. And out. And hold. Breathe in. And all the way out. Letting the counts go. And we're just going to take a moment here to settle in. I want you to consider everything that's grounded into the mat, your ankles, your sit bones. And from there, thinking about a lengthening and a rising through the spine and coming out of the top of the head. So you're lengthening and grounding at the same time. The purpose of this practice is to reflect on the year that's gone and what's coming forward into the new year. And I want you to think about this quote: "Trust the magic of new beginnings." So we're going to go for a little movement flow here. You're going to bring your hands together in front of you. Breathe in as they come up to your chest. Breathe out as you clasp the hands and push them forward. Breathe in to raise them up to the ceiling, and breathe out to let it go, let the hands drop down. And again, breathe in, hands together. Breathe out, turn the palms outwards. Breathe in, raise them up to the sky, and breathe out, let the hands go. Twice more, just like that. In, push out. Breathe in, and drop it down. One more time. Maybe you can close the eyes on this round. In, push out, breathe in, reach the palms up to the sky, and out as you let the hands go. Gorgeous job, everybody. From here, we're going to take a little side body stretch here. So taking your right arm up and overhead, and then opening that gaze up towards the sky and taking it to the other side. Inhale to reach up, and exhale to take it all the way up and over, rotating that rib cage up towards the sky. Breathe in, reach both arms all the way up to the sky, and as you breathe out, I want you to rotate over towards your right, looking over your right shoulder. And then breathe in through center, reach your arms up to the sky, and twist to the opposite side. Thinking about lengthening and rotating at the same time, keeping that chest nice and tall. Beautiful job, everybody. Again, roll those shoulders all the way up to the ears and slide them down your back. We're going to make our way to all fours, tabletop position, hands underneath the shoulder points and knees underneath the hip points. Find a nice neutral spine before coming into your cat-cow. So you can take it in a traditional form, or you can do as I'm going to here, which is have a little freestyle, have a little moment, take it off the railroad tracks. Maybe you're going to come through a child's pose, maybe a cobra, maybe you're going to get your neck involved. Just close the eyes. This is a home practice, so dispel any feelings of silliness or what am I doing. You're getting into your body. That's what you're doing. You're listening to what it needs. Taking one last breath here. And exhale back into an extended child's pose, knees nice and wide so that your chest can drop through, your legs reaching the fingertips forward. And from here, ripple from your extended child's pose all the way to a nice back bend. And then same thing, reversing backwards, you ripple all the way back to that child's pose. So I'm going a bit freestyle here. I'm not going to tell you which way you should ripple. It's whatever feels right in your body. We're trying to find a little bit of fluidity, a little bit of freestyle. But just transitioning forward and backwards from a back bend to a child's pose, finding your cat and cow movements in your spine throughout. From here, come back to your tabletop position, tuck the toes under, and here comes your first downward facing dog of the practice. So pedal out the legs, bending one knee and then the other, maybe rising up onto both sets of toes and then squashing the heels down towards the mat, whatever feels good to you in this moment. And then look into the top of your mat, walk your way there, coming into your standing forward fold, nice soft bend in the knees as you flop over, maybe grabbing opposite elbows and taking a gentle sway from side to side, extending through the back of those hamstrings. And then slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling yourself up to standing. Here we are. So we're just going to stand for a moment in Tadasana, mountain pose. Grounding down, spread the toes. Shoulders away from the ears, and we're going to take 3 rounds of sun salutations here just to get the body moving nice and slowly. So inhale, reach your arms all the way up to the sky, and exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, take a flat back position, your version, and exhale, take a fold. Plant the palms down, step it back to a plank pose, and for this first one, take those knees down nice and gentle. Knees, chest and chin as you come all the way down to your stomach and then to a low cobra. Gorgeous job. Push back through your tabletop, tuck the toes under, and downward facing dog. Taking 2 breaths here. Now if this version was good for you, stick to this for the next 2 rounds, or if not, you can come with me for a chaturanga to upward facing dog, yogi's choice. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky, come to standing, and exhale, hands to heart center. Good, you've got 2 more rounds. Here we go. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, flat back position, find that 90-degree angle, and exhale, fold. Plant the palms, find your plank, shift forward, chaturanga to upward facing dog. The knees are off the floor if this is the version you're doing, and then roll it back to your downward facing dog. 2 deep breaths here. Push the ground away, flatten out those shoulders. Look to the top of your mat. Make your way there however you wish. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, stand, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. 1 more round just like this. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Make your way to plank. and chaturanga to upward facing dog, or knees chest chin to cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 deep breaths here before we get into a short flow. So we're going to come into 3-legged dog. The right leg is going to raise all the way up towards the sky. Inhale. And exhale, bring that right foot through all the way between the hands and lower down the back knee. We're coming into a nice low lunge. Reach the arms all the way to the sky, making sure that the knee is stacked directly over the ankle. And then exhale, hinge it back to a half splits position, flex the right toes towards the face. Inhale, back into your low lunge. And exhale, drop the right arm and reach the left arm over into a side stretch. You can bring that right hand to the top of the right thigh as well. Nice job. From here, walk the hands around to the back of your mat. You're going to be stretching out your right leg and on your left knee. You can raise that leg up, and if it's in your practice, you can also reach back for the foot, coming into a partridge pose. Little back bend here, extension for the hip flexor and for the quad muscle. With control, transitioning back to the front of your mat, coming back into your low lunge shape. And we're going to reach the right arm back and cactus it. So nice cactus shape as you look back towards your back foot. Nice job. And you can do this a third time, just reaching back, or you can reach back and grab your foot, coming into a quad stretch here. That'll be your left foot. Opening out through the chest. And breathing through this. Sometimes that quad muscle can be a little tricky. Nice job, letting it go with control. And now heel toe, that right foot out towards the right. We're coming into lizard pose for a couple of breaths. You can stay in your hands or you can come down onto your elbows like I'm doing. Opening out through that hip, and consider the angle of your right foot. If it doesn't feel right, maybe you need to turn it out a little bit more. Nice job. Back onto the hands if you came off them, lifting the back knee and then stepping forward into Malasana, your yogi squat. So the feet are as wide as your yoga mat. I'm just going to turn around to face you. And you may not be able to put your heels down like me. That's totally fine. Come into a little froggy. If not, froggy is just as valid. It's still opening up those hips. Option to take a little heart opener here. So opening through the chest, pushing that knee back. Taking deep breaths here, and then take it to the other side if you're taking this option. Beautiful job. From here, stretching the legs into a forward fold and step it back to downward facing dog. Option to take a chaturanga if you feel like you want a little bit more fire. We're going to do all of that on the other side. So you're going to lift your left leg all the way up to the sky. Inhale. And exhale as you bring that left foot through between the hands. Lower down the back knee, low lunge. Again, just checking the alignment of the knee, that it's directly stacked over that ankle. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. And then exhale, hinge back to your half splits position, flexing that left foot. Hinging back forward again, inhale into your low lunge, and exhale, dropping the left hand down, reaching the right arm all the way up and overhead, coming into that side stretch. From here, both hands swing over towards the right, transition yourself to the back of the mat, reaching the left arm overhead and extending the left foot off the mat. You know your options here. You can reach back and grab that foot, but you totally don't have to. These are all just options. It's your playtime. If you are in that partridge, make sure that you're activating through your glutes to keep yourself stable. And then find yourself all the way back to the front of your mat in your low lunge, coming into that cactus twist. So inhale, cactus, open the arm. Exhale, back to face forward. Inhale, cactus. And exhale, back forward. And this time, option to maybe grab that back right foot, coming into the quad stretch. And noticing that one side may feel different to the other. Nice, letting it go with control. Heel toe, that left foot out towards the left, maybe turning the foot out a little bit, coming into your lizard. I didn't mention on the other side, but you always have the option to tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. However, this is a slow flow, a little bit more of a relaxed vibe. So I would recommend keep it low and slow. Nice, coming back up onto the hands, lifting the back knee to come into your Malasana, your yogi squat. And you take whatever variation works for you here. If you just want to be still in that squat, you go ahead. I'm going to take a forward reach. If you want to take the same arm openings as we did in the first round, you're very welcome to do that as well. Just make sure that those knees don't fall in. We're actively pushing them outwards. And then coming into your forward fold, just to transition back to downward facing dog. And that is your Vinyasa, your yang portion of this class done. And just resting in child's pose here, knees together with the hands facing backwards, preparing for the yin portion of our class. Now, there will be reflective journal prompts popping up onto the screen. I'll also put these into the description box so that if you want to think about it during the practice and then write about it after the practice, that's also an option, totally up to you. So we're gonna do some yin positions here. All of them apart from the last one will be for 2 minutes. And the first thing we're coming into is caterpillar, or a yin forward fold. So taking the legs out in front of you, feet are completely relaxed. I want you to only go to your 60 to 70% effort. Really no pushing in yin. It's accepting where you are at right now. So if for you this is sat up straight and that is enough for you, then that's totally okay. If you want to take a little fold, or if you're particularly loose in your hamstrings, you may feel like you can go forward pretty much right away. But just staying here, the fingers are relaxed, the toes are relaxed. We're not locking the knees out, softening the skin of the face. And I'm going to give you your first reflective prompt here. What are you most grateful for this year? What are you most grateful for this year? Last couple of moments in this pose, taking a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, start to very slowly come back to a seat, and without moving the legs, just take a moment to close the eyes and relish any changes, maybe changes in temperature, sensation, maybe some tingling. Looking at it with curiosity. How do you feel? And from here, coming into your next pose via tabletop position. So we're going to be coming into cow face legs. I'm going to give you a couple of options here, but for now, cross your right knee behind your left one and then push yourself back to a seat, so coming onto your sit bones. Now, in cow face legs, the knees are stacked one on top of the other. This does not work for all bodies. So if this is not for you, please don't worry. We also have this fire log position where foot is stacked on top of knee, knee is stacked up on top of foot. If this is still too much for you, you can take the feet into a cross-legged position and fold from there. So a couple of different options. Either way, we are opening up through these hips, and this can feel quite tricky sometimes, so don't worry. We'll be here for 2 minutes. And really focus here on your breath and on softening, because when we stretch through the hips, it can feel quite emotionally tricky, can sometimes bring up some frustrating emotions. And if you feel ready to do so, you can start to walk the hands forward. If you don't, no pressure. I find this pose particularly tricky. And your journal prompt here, your reflective prompt is, what did you discover about yourself this year? What did you discover about yourself this year? Last couple of moments here, and start to very slowly come to a seat. Now we're going to move out of this very gently, so unravel the legs, bring the feet down towards the ground, lean back into your hands, and very gently windshield wiper the knees from side to side, just working out that potential stiffness in the hips. And force yourself to go slower than you naturally want to go, like you're moving through treacle. From here, you're going to extend your left leg out to the side, and your right foot is going to come in towards your groin. We're going to take a side body stretch. In fact, I'm going to give you 2 options. If the side body stretch isn't for you, you can take head to knee pose. So that's stretching over your hamstring. If you're coming with me, you're taking revolved head to knee pose. So you're going to lean into your left side, hand or elbow on the ground, and then turning the chest up towards the sky. You can either reach over the top, or you can rest the hand onto the head, which I find a little bit more comfortable. Another option is to rest onto your elbow, onto your left elbow, and then the left hand comes to the head, so that you're propping yourself up. And from here, rotating the chest up towards the sky, and you should get a really satisfying side body stretch all the way down into that right hip. And again, only going to your 60-70% effort, to a position where you can just relax here for a couple of minutes, with the potential that you may get a little bit deeper as the stretch goes on, but if you don't, that's okay too. Toes are relaxed, face is relaxed. And your prompt for this pose is going to be, what are you planning to leave behind going into the new year? What are you planning to leave behind going into the new year? One last breath here. And start to make your way up again very slowly. Just want you to sit up straight for a moment. Again, noticing any changes in the body, but also in your mind. Is everything a little bit more still? And looking at it without judgment. Now we're going to do those same two poses on the other side. So back to your tabletop position. This time your left knee crosses behind your right one. Push yourself back so that your sit bones contact the floor, and you're in cow face legs on the other side. Again, giving you the same options. Maybe you want to stack knee on top of foot, foot on top of knee into that more square position, or maybe you just want to place one foot in front of the other in a sort of cross-legged position and stay there. Everybody's body's different, no judgment here. And again, you have 2 minutes in this slightly emotional pose. So I'm going to give you your journal prompt, and then I'll leave you in stillness. Your next prompt is: what was your greatest achievement this year? What was your greatest achievement this year? Last couple of moments on this side. Start to very gently make your way to a seated position, and then from here, taking your time to unfold yourself, leaning back into the hands, plant the feet nice and wide, and take that slow windshield wiper from side to side. It's possible that your hips feel a little sore. That was quite an intense opening pose. And now moving into our revolved head to knee pose on the other side. So this time you're extending your right leg out long to the side and your left foot is pushed into your groin, and finding that side body stretch. It doesn't have to look the same as on the other side. You can be propped up onto your hand with the elbow on the ground. You can be on your hand. You can have the arm resting on the head or reaching over the head, whatever feels nice to you, as long as you feel that sensation into the side of the body that's open towards the sky. That's all that matters. breathing deeply into that side that's open towards the sky, opening the rib cage and closing the rib cage. Feet are relaxed, facial features are relaxed, and we're making sure that that breath is smooth and slow. Your prompt on this side. What are your hopes for 2024? What are your hopes for 2024? Last moments here, gently making your way back to a seat, finding a second for stillness and reflection on your physical and mental state. We have one more pose, and this one is just for 1 minute. We're going into waterfall, or legs in the air, legs up the wall. If you want to put your legs up the wall rather than just in the air like I'm doing, you're very welcome to do so. You can also place a block under the bum or a cushion if that feels more comfortable to you. But we're just going to float our feet up into the sky. The knees are relaxed, the feet are relaxed. And your last prompt is this. What would you try if fear didn't factor? What would you try if fear didn't factor? One last breath here, and gently bring the feet down to the ground. We're moving to our final resting pose, Savasana. So stretching the legs out nice and long, opening the palms out to the sky. Into our corpse pose. And my last words aren't a prompt, they're a poem from Langleaf called Her Time. She has been feeling it for a while now, that sense of awakening. There is gentle rage simmering inside her, and it is getting stronger by the day. She will hold it close to her. She will nurture it and let it grow. She won't let anyone take it from her. It is her rocket fuel, and finally, she is going places. She can feel it down to her very core. This is her time. She will not only climb mountains, she will move them too. So, I'm going to leave you in peace and quiet for a couple of minutes. Please stay if you can. This is arguably the most important pose of a yin yoga practice, ultimate rest. Enjoy. start to bring your attention back into the room, maybe rolling the head from side to side to massage the back of the skull, wiggling the fingers and the toes, and then maybe bringing your knees in towards your chest, into a tight ball, giving gratitude to your body, to your mind, and then rock onto a side that feels good to you and push yourself up to a seated position to round off the class. Taking a deep breath in and all the way out. Thank you for ending your year with me. I hope it was enjoyable. I hope it was helpful. Let me know how you do with these prompts. I'd love to hear from all of you, and I'll be back in the new year. Thank you, everybody.